everyone. This is Penny Quinn with Belly Flopping into Mysticism. At least that's the title for now. I've been considering some things related to the YouTube channel. I'm testing this with a Go Live feature just to hopefully make it easier to record, edit, stuff like that, and get material out to you guys. I apologize. I know it's been too long since I posted anything. Um, it's not for lack of thinking of you. I mean, when I have different experiences throughout the day, throughout the week, I'm like, oh, that'd be fun to share on YouTube. But then when I come home, there's just something about I've been recording things in Zoom, and so you have to go set that up, download files, and all this stuff. I know it's a lame excuse. I own that. But there's that part of it. There's that inertia to get over. So I'm trying to figure out how can I streamline this a little bit and share things more easily. I've also been looking at, how do I chunk things down, maybe into 10, 15-minute segments. I know a couple of those last videos I shared had maybe too much information in one for me to just be talking. That it's one thing to have a longer video. If I'm interviewing someone, I think that's a fun opportunity to maybe spend an hour and then people can come and go, or watch a few minutes and then come back later to it. But for me just to be talking, I don't know. All right. So I know there's stuff that I can share that hopefully is of value to people. One other thing that I've been struggling with is, I love the title, Belly Flopping into Mysticism. As I say in the welcome channel, it's from the Joseph Campbell quote that says, the psychotic person drowns in the same water in which a mystic delights. Okay. And I share that with complete strangers, that I'll get to chatting with people and they'll, oh, what do you do? And I said, well, I'm trying to bring about change to the mental health system. And they're almost always like, wow, good for you. So the general public is aware that, hey, something's not right overall, that sure, individuals are helped, but then something doesn't seem to be working right. And they've expressed, my YouTube channel. There's sometimes I need to make business cards, which I don't have. But they're like, oh, let me jot that down. I'll go subscribe, and these are people who don't necessarily have lived experience. And so that makes it interesting for me or challenging for me, because I know there are people who've subscribed who do have lived experience with these non-ordinary states of consciousness that they're difficult. They're hellish sometimes. And the material that could benefit that group of people is very different from the people who recognize, hey, something's not right with the mental health system here, or something seems to need improvement or change or something. So I have this kind of mixed audience in a sense, and trying to figure out, I'm already not able to post material reliably to one channel. So setting up a second one doesn't seem, that's not realistic at this point either. So thanks for your patience, I guess. Thankfully, with the material that I shared earlier this year, some of the series material I have, I think that is potentially useful. That even if I weren't, even if I didn't post anything, at least there's a block of material that could be useful for people with lived experience. I get it. I used to test software, that the algorithms, that all the things you're supposed to do, to get more views and get more subscribers and stuff like that. That's not why I'm doing this. That's the game part of it that I'm not really interested in playing. I'm looking at least getting a body of work out there that can hopefully be of value. And then when I'm talking to people or whatever, I can point to that body of work and people can look at it, can share it, can whatever. But no, I get it that as part of this, it does mean continuing to produce material. So yeah, so again, thanks for your patience. I haven't forgot about you, never will. And I appreciate those of you who've subscribed. Just a reminder that what I'm doing, I am not providing medical advice. I often cite psychiatrists and even PhD level psychologists And I am sharing material that would have helped me or did help me through my own experience when the mental health system failed me back in 1998. And it's hard to say, I mean, that's 28 years ago. Things have changed, but I'm still hearing things of how people are harmed. And let's continue to improve this. When I worked in corporate America, I have a master's degree in statistics, and I worked in process improvement strategies. And even when I was in Banff going through the breakdown, it was like the universe was going, yo, Penny, look over here. I'd been applying these tools into a manufacturing environment. It's like, whoa, look at these systems over here. And, I would have been trying to do this sooner had I not been creamed so badly in the 4 months following that. But I'm here today, and hopefully I can at least continue to get material out there and find a process that works more streamlined for me, that allows me to share smaller pieces. So one thing I do want to say is that earlier today, I have a friend in town who owns a used bookstore, and by the cash register, they often, because they get all these donated books, and they'll often go through and pull out the bookmarks, or things will fall out into boxes, bookmarks and stuff. And I always check them. And I don't necessarily, I use napkin pieces for my for bookmarks often. But when I find a cool bookmark, I like to grab it. And the one that I came across today, it shows a little dragon, and it says, "The bravest one is the one who helps others." Well, that's a nice sentiment. I don't necessarily see me as brave, but I do get a kick out of the little dragon there, and you know, and I am trying to help others. But another one of the bookmarks that was there was "The Dragon Rider Returns." So I'm like, all right, maybe that's how I should look at it, that I'm hopping on a dragon, I'm trying to ride it. And then I also noticed that on the back, it says, "Until dawn, the shadows own the night." Okay, which of course shadow ties in with Carl Jung and this subconscious material that gets shoved aside and needs to come to light, is what he would consider as part of this individuation process. And just even seeing that statement earlier today, I thought maybe that's what I'm trying to do, is to bring some of that collective shadow into the light so that we can incorporate that and improve things. In addition, I am working on the sequel already. I have my book, Musings from the Kintsukuroi Mind, Bridging the Gap Between Mental Crisis and Spiritual Growth. Of course, for me, that ties in with what gets called psychosis. I'm not a fan of that word, but I use it because I know so many people have had that word used for their conditions. And of course, the spiritual growth part is moving into the state of mysticism. And I recognize that not everybody who has these experiences with non-ordinary states, not all of them are spiritual experiences. Mine was very much so. But so I am working on a sequel to that. I actually hope to have a series of, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 books of these different musings over time. And I've also started another book. And then I am working on editing a collection of what I affectionately refer to as my goofy synchronicity stories. I hope to get that available by the end of the year. So yeah, but I do want to get some more videos out here and hopefully get some discussion going around things. And again, I apologize that I've let this slide so long, and thanks for your patience. So I hope you all have a great day, and it won't be another few months before you see me again. All right, take care.